Hello Pisces, welcome to April 2018. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, new 12-month cycle. We have a new moon in your sign. Okay, that's always a great time to really set intentions. And it's not even just that it's in your sign, it's in Pisces. It's truly the end of a 12-month cycle. All right, and we are bringing in this new year and we are all full of energy. It's great. We just went through Pisces season, which was like, it was a lot. You guys have a lot of planets, Neptune, Chiron, a lot of stuff happening there. And so now it's time for us to break free from that and come out, take a big breath of fresh air and just breathe and just have a good time, right? And just really enjoy ourselves. The problem is, okay, you have a thorn in your paw. And there is a problem. It's most likely someone else's problem, I think. It's most likely someone else. Most likely someone that cannot get over something, right? They just can't get over it. They can't deal with it. And they just want to keep pulling you back down. And they want to bring you down to their level. And I don't think you're really having it. You know, it's so important. We have Mars entering into Capricorn, which rules your house of friends. And I see so much friends and social activity for you. It's going to be a great time for that. To connect. I even put the word music in the title because I, for some reason, was feeling like a lot of you are having this desire to be around musical things, you know, because Pisces, Neptune, it's a musical sign and it feeds your soul. And I think that it's going to be important, whether it's writing or creating music or going to a concert or a music festival or whatever, to just be in that musical environment and allow that energy to really like feed you. Okay, so that's why I put that in there. Family is going to be important for you guys too. Family and your support system and all those things. Because this thorn in your paw, which I do clarify the Five of Swords in the comprehensive reading, it's like someone else projecting their own issues onto you. And because you've built up such a strong barrier system, you just kind of need to escape. But I think you're going to be safe. It's going to be okay, right? With all of the focus on Aries this month, it's your house of money and your house of self-worth. And with the Mercury retrograde going on in there, it's like, no, this is who I am and I make no excuses. This is who I am beginning to be. And if you don't like it, you can deal with it, you know, kind of thing. So there is an aggressive nature to this transit for you, which I think is actually going to really be in your benefit. And it's going to be important for that, okay? Because when we have Chiron transiting into Aries later on in April, as we're kind of making our way into Taurus season, any wounds that need to be healed are going to surface and start to be healed. And that is wounds in our sense wounding of our sense of self. Mercury retrograde is already like affecting me. So yeah. Did I tell you guys about the private readings? I tell you that private readings, I'm putting a hold on it. If you need an emergency one, you can find that info on my site. I don't remember if I said it. Or comprehensive readings are still available on the site as well. Okay, so if you heard it twice, you heard it twice. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and leave you with that. All right? Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hello, Pisces. Welcome to April. First card out, Queen of Pentacles. This is a really good way to start the reading. You know, it's peaceful and pensive. It's productive. It's work-focused. Because we have the Mercury retrograde in your second house, there is a lot of money-oriented energy in your life right now. And it will be a good idea for you to be very, very wise with how you spend, okay? And the Queen of Pentacles, as you know, is the card of Capricorn, but also represents all earth qualities in general, Taurus and Virgo included. And we have this prudence, you know, this logical, practical way of going about projects and even just kind of living our life in general. It must be purposeful, and if it's not purposeful, then it's wasteful kind of thing, you know, and that speaks spiritually and in the realm of just kind of real life, all right? So you kind of may even have a golden touch, you know, where I feel like Mercury retrogrades are really good times to revisit things, to revisit our budgets, revisit our projects, revisit, you know, a lot of things that we kind of started implementing over the past couple months, and to just kind of analyze those and take a look at them, make sure things are on track. And, you know, this is a really great energy to do that. So let's go ahead and keep going here. Nine of Cups. There is an independence about you. You know, there's this strength, this feeling really solid, feeling really good. There seems to be a lot of pride in what you have going on. I think emotionally you have 2 feet on the ground. You know, you feel stable. And we have the new moon in your sign, so it's going to be a great time for you to really set intentions for the upcoming month. Pay attention to, I was going to say, pay attention to the emotional side of life at this time, or rather the feminine parts of life, okay? You know, indulge yourself in beautiful music, indulge yourself in meditations, you know, indulge yourself in these activities that really, really feed your spirit, especially over the next couple days. And I know not everyone's going to watch this video right around the time of the new moon, but, you know, it's going to be a good time for that around the 17th, okay? Let's see, what else? What else for Pisces? Five of Swords. You know, Pisces, you are such a open sign. You know, there's always this faith in people. You know, you're ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. The faith in people, the joy in connection, the joy in love and compassion, that it is easy for you. I'll use the word easy, okay, even though that might not speak to everyone. But it is easy for you to get caught having the same conversations, to get caught having the same fights, to get caught in past destructive behavior, whether towards you or you toward another person or mutual. Five of Swords tells me that, I mean, there's like no winners with the Five of Swords ever. There's no victor. And even if you were to, quote unquote, win, you're not really winning. You know, it's like one of those everyone's a loser kind of thing. The fight itself immediately put you at a loss and the other person at a loss. It's going to be important for you to really determine what's worth your energy. Like I said, be prudent, be careful, be honest, because I think that something is going to want to steal your time, want to steal the energy that you have. And, you know, Mercury retrograde in Aries, and I'll talk about it in the intro, it's going to be a little harsh, you know? And we all got stuff to say, we've all got opinions, we've all got things we got to get off our chest. And sometimes when that happens, we can get, you know, caught in this sort of cycle of projection, you know, projecting our own stuff onto other people. And because you are highly projectable, Pisces, right? Because your barriers and your veils are so thin, the barrier between you and another person, it's so easy for them to take their issues and just like spit fire onto you, you know, and that's the nature of Pisces. Pisces has to be very, very protective. I kind of am like, well, that's why they're fish, right? That's why they're able to swim away. And that's why Pisces can be very confusing, because they can like swim away very, very quickly and they can disappear. People don't get it. Well, Pisces doesn't just disappear. There has to be reasons for that, right? There has to be reasons why it's for protection. right? They're protecting themselves. Now, whether they're consciously doing that or not is a totally different story, but you know, they can feel when other people are trying to use them as a vehicle to resolve something or as a vehicle to take out their anger or whatever, okay? So that's something to be aware of. It's something to be tricky of. That's why it's good that you have this Nine of Cups, the emotional kind of stability, feeling firm and feeling proud, you know, feeling proud of the things you've really been through and kind of applying those lessons. See, the earth quality here, there is application, right? That's what earth signs are really good for. It's good for not just feeling, not just thinking, not just being motivated, but actually accomplishing things and applying the ideas, the emotions, and the motivations into actually creating things, okay? What else for Pisces? I'll clarify that for sure in the comprehensive. Interesting, somewhat contradictory here. Four of Wands is a card of stability. Stability, stability, stability. All triangulating this card very much not about stability, okay? Use your networks. Use your support system, your friends, your husband or wife. Use the people that love, care, and celebrate you, all right? Because I think you might need to lean on people. I know that you don't want to lose everything you've built. And that presence is still going to be there. That person, that issue, it's still going to be there. But just because it's still there doesn't mean you haven't made progress, because I know you have. I know you're no longer at point A. You know, you're much, much, much farther down the road. And you've done this for yourself. You've created the stability for yourself. And you really, really do have people around you that care very, very much about you. So when something comes up, when you find yourself falling backwards, when you find yourself participating in this or dealing with that person, you can use your friends and family. You can use the home that you've built for yourself as like refuge, as a retreat, you know, a rehabilitation process type of thing. Because sometimes this can be very addictive, you know, and chemically in our brains, it can be very addictive. The anger, the rejection, the sadness, the hurt, the banging our head against the wall, trying to get someone to change, you know, whatever it is, it can be very addictive. Two of Cups. Like Two of Cups reverse. Likely something that has to do with this. You're being required to be very independent this month, guys. Whether you're in a relationship or not is irrelevant. Right now, I think that you are being asked to assert yourself. Queen of Pentacles. You're weirdly being asked to not need anyone this month. Now, I know I contradicted myself. I mean, you don't have voids within you. And there will be disagreements. There will be, you know, Mercury retrograde, guys, in Aries. I even said this in almost every other sign. We're all kind of packing a punch this month with our words. We've got a lot to say. And within your relationships, there could be disagreements. There's a possibility that you won't agree on something. Possibility you will argue. And if there is a new relationship that comes in during this time, I'm not necessarily seeing it lasting that long. Like, it would probably just be a blip on the radar. Like, you guys are probably likely irritate one another quite quickly. Okay? Irritability is very high. And you are taking on this warrior-esque, I'm not going to take this BS anymore. Like I said, you are standing up for yourself. You've built your little internal personal army that is ready to be defensive when you need to be defensive. It depends, you know, like you can really get sucked into this. But if you don't allow yourself to get sucked into this, you can just say what you need to say and then just leave. And to be okay with the fact that maybe you and your partner, maybe dating right now, maybe whatever, just isn't going to just work this month. And to be accepting of that as a temporary energy. And the more you can own that, the more likely it is that you can have the strength to say what you really need to say. I think that there's some stuff that you really need to get off your chest. Now, be forewarned that it's very likely that other person might not hear it, but as a healing mechanism and as a tool for you to sort of feel in control of your life, maybe it is necessary for you to say those things. You know, I think that this Mercury retrograde is very much about the scales of justice coming back to equilibrium. We're all clearing the air. We're going to be pushing out the things that we've been holding in for a really, really long time. And those are going to be words of hurtfulness, of, we're not afraid to hurt people. But the power and the beauty of Aries is that, yeah, people might get their feelings hurt for like a day or maybe 2 days, but then they're just going to get over it. So it's really okay. And so there's no need for you to hold stuff back, okay? If you do feel like you're being held back by fears and doubts, then you're only kind of hurting yourself. And that stuff is just going to consolidate and build up and bottleneck, and it's just going to come out later, and it's going to be even more powerful later. So there's really no need for you to be too worried about that, okay? It's going to come out anyway, so it might as well just come out now. 2 of Wands, okay? This is you. It's like you versus you and someone else, and I think you're choosing you. And for those of you in committed relationships, you're not splitting up, you're not getting divorced, nothing is really, it's not that big a deal. It's just that issues are getting resolved. And how beautiful of a thing is that, to resolve the issues, and to feel good about yourself for saying it. There's a fine line. Like I said, this can really suck you in, and this can be very non-productive. So it's kind of like a hit and run kind of energy. Like you just come in, you say what you got to say, and then you're out. Like, peace. I'm checking out. Don't talk to me for the next couple weeks kind of thing. And that's the self-protection mechanism, to use that retreat, your home, your family, the people that you're very close to use those outlets as like a safety zone, right? Where you're kind of protected. But this is all about the big picture. 2 of Wands is about possibility. It's about taking the next step to where you really want to go. And I know you don't want to take all this baggage with you. And I know you don't want to, I know you don't want to participate in that anymore. This is very much of that energy. Like, it's from the past. It's from a few years ago. And it's like, I'm done with that. And it's very compartmentalized. There's what you have in front of you, and there's that thing you have behind you, and that's what that is, okay? And like, you're tired of it, you're sick of it, and yet somehow it is going to creep back into your life, and you just deal with it and you move on. There's such a much bigger picture out there for you. And I know you're focused on that bigger picture. You're focused on where you're headed. You're focused on that new job. You're focused on that new passion project. You're focused on your children. You're focused on everything else except for that. And like, how exciting and how empowering to be so self-reliant and so self-contained that while, of course, you do want a relationship, and of course you do want that partnership, you only want it if it's really real. You only want it if that person is totally right there next to you, providing that equal balance of separateness and independence and togetherness and companionship. Okay, so it's like that, there's that fine line. You and you and them. Right now, you're winning. Okay. See? Strength and Three of Swords reversed. Super happy it is reversed, because there's, again, that sense of just being over it. Strength is a card that we're always happy we get strength. You know, it is a card of courage, perseverance, willpower. But it does kind of suck sometimes, because it means we have a situation that comes into our life that requires strength. And wouldn't it be better if life just we didn't need to be strong and we could just be, you know, have an easy life, you know, kind of thing. So you are going to have to dedicate energy to this, whatever it is. You're going to have to dedicate energy, no way around it. But it's to wrap this up. I feel like this is a closing, like the other bookend, if that makes sense. Like you're putting in the final chapter of your book, whatever. It's all wrapping up. It's all finishing. This is the resolution part of whatever this is. And I think you couldn't be happier about it. I'm not going to say it's the last time, because I think you may be dealing with someone that enjoys that. You know, there is a toxic presence in your life, and they do come to you for validation. They do come to you when they quote unquote need you for something. But the emotional involvement is officially donezo. And you are no longer affected by that person, which will be really, really great as you move into this new year. Because essentially it's Aries season. It is a new year, a new zodiac year. Right? We're starting over at 0 degrees, and we're making our way back through all the signs. So it is a fresh start. See, it's about friends and family and together. Like, I think you have so much to just be happy about that. Yeah, okay, you're upset, and then the next day you're going out and having fun. And I do recommend being social if you can. Go out, be with people, enjoy. Like I said, I feel like there's a musical tone, enjoying music, being creative with music or writing or something along those lines, just to feed your soul. You know, Pisces is a very musical sign, being Neptune ruled. Three of Cups is like going out, having drinks with your girlfriends, or having a guy's night, going to a sports bar, just enjoying the good things in life and not letting the nonsense pull you down. I think you've conquered it. I think you have been victorious, or you are going to be victorious over it. While the issue itself is you're both losers for kind of participating in it, but the way that you come away from it is how you can be victorious, okay? There is this kind of like screw it vibe from you. Screw it, I'm over it, never again type of thing. Another card of Pisces. Cancerian quality coming in. Let's see what else. The last one. Oh, got a couple more. 7 of Wands. Okay, well, let's put that with the 5 of Swords, because that really makes sense. And then the Judgment reversed. So you may be in a little bit of a, well, okay, I may have spoken too soon. You may not come away from this entirely unscathed. Queen of Cups reverse. And it might even be a battle of wits within yourself. the battle of what's practical versus how this person makes you feel. This person, this issue, it pulls you down. It sucks you in. This could maybe even be representative of their energy as well, which this gives you a position of strength. Whatever the case, whether it's you and someone else, or whether it's two parts of you, this Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn, powerhouse, charging forward, cardinal energy is going to win because it's in the upright position. So whatever energy within you or with this person that's feeling a little toxic, that's feeling self-sacrificial, this thing that's feeling sad or melancholy or lonely or whatever, it's not going to win because I know that you don't want to go back there and you don't want to deal with that ever again, okay? The Hanged Man is a card of suspension and delay. There are energetic forces at play. I think that kind of has to do with the Mercury retrograde, a couple other transits that I'll talk about in the intro. And you just have to ride out the storm, right? What's kind of happening now. Look, I don't normally do the bottom of the deck, but I just happened to see it. 5 of Wands with the 7 of Wands. Ride out the storm, okay? No, you're going to have to be on the defense. Ride out the storm. Neptune, Poseidon, god of the ocean, hurricanes, tsunamis, whatever it is. You know, these can be very loud forces. This person can come in quite aggressively, or this person can kind of like try to come in sneakily and try to get you to do something and be very manipulative. So however that kind of energy flows in, it's temporary. It won't last that long. You might not see it coming, right? You might not really know what it's for. But if you allow your Queen of Pentacles and your strength to win and to do what you know is truly best, and to not have faith in, not to say not to have faith in someone, but to not ignore your intuition when it comes to the motives and intention of someone else, you're going to come through this month like no problem at all. Okay, so a lot of stuff to clarify, all right, with the comprehensive. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. If not, then I will see you in April. All right, thanks so much. Take care.